Good morning, my love. Ooh, the sun is shining. It is warm here in Wisconsin. And I feel this just juicy energy. I just spent juicy energy to have fun, go do things that light me up, do things that don't make any sense, but as far as like being productive, but that's sometimes what we need. We don't need to be hustling all the time. We need to be living in flow and following our joy. When we follow our joy, we are led. It's like the little breadcrumbs. We think that we want God to give us this big master plan, this blueprint or roadmap. Take a left turn here and a right turn there and go 6 miles. And that's not how it works. Although that can be frustrating, it's also a relief because, and the reason it doesn't work that way is because we have agency. We have our own free will to choose. And so God can't give us a plan, a turn-by-turn plan, because we might choose to go right instead of left. And that's going to take us down a whole different path. It's not wrong. It might take us longer to get to where we want to be, but we are being trained in a way. Like, think of a personal trainer. There's a method to the madness. There's a reason that you do. I've never hired a personal trainer. I don't know if you can tell, but you don't do the same thing all the time. You start here and then you do some of these reps and you do some of these exercises. It's all strategically planned. And I was reminded of this yesterday. I was on a interview with my friend Tracy Hill. I'm really excited for you to hear that. She's a human design expert and I am a human design nerd. I love it. It's so fascinating. Maybe I will get my own certification in it, although I don't like that word or typically believe in certification. But I do love human design and I know enough to be dangerous. Anyway, her and I were talking about like my path and how it led me in so many ways to be prepared for all of these things that I had no idea that I would be needing. For example, I started out as a dishwasher, my professional career, and that morphed into a waitress. And that morphed into a head waitress, and that morphed into a bartender, and that morphed into a graphic designer, and that morphed into a salesperson at a shopper, a free newspaper shopper. And that led into a kitchen designer, and that led into me starting my own kitchen and interior design business. And had I not had the waitress job where I actually had to go talk to people and be in service and be helpful and get out of my shell, I wouldn't have been able to be in sales. And because I was able to be in sales and do cold calls, which is terrifying if you've never had to do that for the first time. If I hadn't been able to do the cold calls, I would have been able to call people up and ask them if I could buy their house. Pull it into someone's driveway and knock on their door and say, "Hey, I'm Lynn. I'm looking for our dream house on the water. Would you want to sell your house?" My kids are in the back seat going, "What are you doing?" Like, that all set me up in such a beautiful way to be able to get here. And by here, I mean my house, my dream location. My house is still in the works, like upstairs. I love it. Downstairs. It's not Lynn's, not Lynnsified enough yet. But the location, I think it's 540 feet of river frontage, and most of it is a white sandy beach in Wisconsin in our school district. Like, what? And I found it, like, I think it was in less than a week from the time we sold our house by cold calling. So, perfectly led. Trusting that each breadcrumb, each stepping stone is leading you. But I know that my decision process is not up here. It is not logical. It is all here. It is all heart-based. It is all trusting and having faith. It's one of my dad's main messages. He always said that. You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. Had I not had faith that I was being led, that everything would always work out for me, how much different would my life be? So, those are the things that I spark in people. Those are the things that I lead by example in, trusting your heart over your head, trusting and tapping into your inner wisdom, tapping into your intuition. These are big things, you guys. And especially going forward. I don't know if you've heard about the new paradigm, but 2027, things are going to be significantly different. That's the new paradigm that's coming. And it's all about being heart-led. It's all about the old systems falling away. And if you are here, trust that you're here for a reason. Trust that this is a sign. You found me for a reason. There's something leading you here. Trust that going forward and that you are in this place, in this moment, hearing this message for a reason. And when you are leaning into this now, especially, it's December 17th, 2025. If you are starting to or already in this type of work, doing this type of work, leading into more spirituality, more of listening to your intuition, more meditation, more energy work, you're ahead of the game. Because that's what's going to matter going forward. And that's what brings you more wholeness anyway, which is what you want. We think we want all the things, the checklist, the fancy house, a husband and 2.5 kids and a dog and a white picket fence and fancy vacations and a new car. And you really want wholeness. Your soul remembers wholeness, and that's why there is that longing. Your soul remembers wholeness, not the things that you want. Ask me how I know. I had all the things. I had the checklist. Thankfully, I got my checklist and realized it was not everything early so that I can be, I'm 40 at this moment, learning these lessons early in life and not when I'm 80 years old or 60 years old. I'm ahead of the game, and you can be too. So what else? So today, this podcast, whatever, however you're listening to me, you can watch on YouTube or Spotify. So wherever you are, if you want to watch the video instead and see my very fuzzy, wintry Wisconsin shirt and my excellent hair, you can watch there or you can listen wherever you find your podcasts. But the purpose of this week's podcast, because I'm doing one every day, which is abnormal. Usually I do one a week. The purpose of this week's series is so that I can introduce you to the Life by Design or the Design the Life You Love reset audios. So this is a series of audios. I have 30 days in the first round, and then I have 30 days in the second round. And you can purchase them separately. It's $47, but they are included in my Blueprint program. my course where I teach you about my life by design method that I use every day. And recently I fell off track. And because of the great Wisconsin white-tailed deer, I fell off of track around deer season, gun deer season here in Wisconsin, which is a national holiday if you didn't know. And we tend to beat ourselves up if we fall off track. But instead, when we give ourselves grace and when we recognize that there's a reason for everything, and the reason for me falling off track is to be so reminded so that I can be so passionate about this with you here and on my free workshop that's coming Friday, December 19th at noon on Zoom. You have to register though. So that I can be so passionate about why this is important and why it actually works. Because when I fall off track, shit hits the fan, you guys. I don't feel good. I'm not a nice person. I'm not a present mother. I'm not a present significant other, fiance. I am not. My energy is shit. And when your energy is shit, everything else is shit. What you are, you put out. What you are, you attract. So if you're attracting shitty clients, you might need to look in the mirror. If you're attracting shitty attitudes, you might need to look. That fucking sucks to hear, right? But also, it gives you back the control. A little bit of it, right? You have the power to change. When you change you and how you are showing up, and when you can change everything else. Everything else just rips. Everything else becomes in alignment. So, at the core, that's what I do. I teach you how to manage your energy. I teach you how to find your spark again. I teach you how to believe in yourself. I teach you how to be lit up, to follow your joy, to turn your pain into purpose, to alchemize it. I believe that we go through things in life so that, and things happen to or for us, not to us. And I believe that part of our healing journey is helping the next person. Helping the next person who's going through the trenches of it. And God must want me to help a lot of different people because I've been through a lot of shit. My parents were divorced. I was divorced. I lost my dad unexpectedly. Had to manage his estate. Didn't have to. That's a whole nother lesson. Had my share of money lessons. From having it all to having nothing. How to manifest. Abuse. Emotional abuse. It's a mixed bag, right? But I'm not any different than you are. You have your own set of shit you've been through. Of shit you can help other people through. And wouldn't that be a beautiful way to wrap your story? This is how I used my lessons to help someone else. If we can help one person every day, we can change the world. And I'm probably forgetting about all the other lessons that I have. That's one of the things about, the things that we are so very good at, we don't see first. Entrepreneurship. thing, you guys. Anyway, okay. So I'm going to start, or you're going to hear the recording next. You're not going to have a video because these are just audios, but I'll pop back on the end and give you a reminder to sign up because we have to hear things 87,000 times. Ask me how I know. And I will see you tomorrow, and I will see you Friday. Friday, we're going to create a plan for your best year ever. And it's free. So, hey, if you got no money, just come anyway because it is the simplest way to get started. Simplest way to light a fire. I'm such a dork. Simplest way to light a fire under your butt. And right now, the energy of December, can you feel it? Like everybody thinks you got to wait till January 1st to set intentions or to set your New Year's resolutions. That is false. Start right now. December is the month of miracles. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Let's use that energy. And this week's new moon. I didn't even plan that, you guys. All just fertile ground for setting intentions. And then we can water them and weed them and watch them grow. Okay. I love you. Here you go. Good morning, my love. Yes, remember, I say good morning because my intention is for you to do this every morning. First thing. First thing after you do your morning practice anyway, right? So yesterday, your first step in your morning practice, your first practice that you're going to start integrating is going for a walk. And hopefully you did that and hopefully you went outside. Today, I want to talk about meditation. Meditation is another way to calm the mind. Meditation is another way to tune in to your abundance, to your soul, to what God has for you as a message for the day. Just simply closing our eyes allows us to check out of the 3D, allows us to see further, to see past the limitations of the physical world, and to get out of living in the loop of the past, the loop of the stories of the mind, all that no longer serves you. When we close our eyes and we get present with ourselves and simply just paying attention to our breath, we can remember that we are a miracle. We can remember that we are an extension of the light, an extension of God. And our purpose here is to be lit up. Our purpose here is to play full out. Our purpose here is to be happy. Our purpose here is to love. We're not going to get to the end of our days and be glad that we were miserable and chose the thing that looked good on paper. Meditating in the morning is a way of checking in with that version of yourself, that higher version of yourself, that 80-year-old version of yourself, who knows best, who knows. Like she knows that the sun is coming up tomorrow, knows what's possible for you. She's just waiting for you to get quiet enough to hear her. Meditation allows us to get in touch with our intuition. It allows us to get in touch with God. It allows us to quiet the mind, stop the cortisol drip, and start living in flow. Start living in abundance. Abundance is a birthright. It's nothing you have to do to earn it. Working harder, hustling, pushing, trying is a recipe for burnout, and you know it or you wouldn't be here. There's a better way. There's a better way of moving through the world, moving through your day, better way of making choices. We get stuck. We want a better life. We want this or that. We want more happiness and joy and peace and ease. And we forget we're the ones in charge. A new life arrives at our door every single day in the form of choices. Every decision you make, run it through the filter of, does this align with the life I'm creating? Does this align with the life I'm dreaming of? And if not, don't entertain it. Hell yes or hell no. Stop saying yes when you really mean no. Stop saying yes when you are really meaning maybe. Give yourself a minute to even answer a question. If it's not a hell yes, say, let me get back to you. When we calm our mind through our morning walk and our morning meditation, it teaches our brain, it teaches our body to slow down, to give us that minute so that we can move from consciousness, so that we can be present, so we can check in. And before we sacrifice ourselves, we can make sure that what we're choosing truly aligns. All right, we're going to meditate. Get yourself comfy. Sit on a chair, sit on the couch, lay on a bed. If you're sitting in a chair, make sure your feet are flat on the floor. And let's drop in. Let's start with deep breaths, low and slow into the belly. Filling that belly all the way up. Feel how good it feels to breathe fully. On the release, let it go. Let your shoulders drop. Let your muscles relax. Notice the tension you're carrying and let it go. Into the floor, it melts. Melts into the floor or into the earth so that it can be recycled as positive, loving energy. That will come back to you. Breathe in again, low and slow in the belly. Fill it all the way up. Put your hand on your belly. Feel your belly rise with your inhale. And let it go. Notice how you can let go of that tension. Notice how you can release it. You have a choice. One more. Breathing in low and slow, filling that belly up all the way. Take it all the way up to the top this time. Imagine it traveling all the way up your body. And at the top, it hits the bell. And then release. Feel the body. So grateful for this breath. So grateful for true, intentional breathing. We walk around and we breathe such shallow breaths, starving our body for that life force energy when we have all the power to sit, to close our eyes and breathe in deeply. Such a gift to our body, to our nervous system. It's free. As we return to our normal breath, we notice the floor or the seat beneath us. We are being held. Gravity does all the work. We have nothing to do, nowhere to be. We feel our heart beating. We notice the breath coming in, all breathing us into life. Let's see if we can zoom out. Zoom out and see yourself sitting or lying down where you are. Just look at her. And from here, we notice that we are the one witnessing. This part of ourselves who is not the physical body. This part of ourselves who knows. The part of ourselves who has access to the wisdom, to the connection. This is your higher self. This is your soul. This is where all of your answers are. She's been waiting for you this whole time to slow down, to close your eyes, and to simply ask, what does this part of you want you to remember? Trust it. Whatever you heard, whatever you felt, trust it. Don't push it away. Questioning it and pushing it away only holds you apart. Every time you trust it, you build that muscle, you build that connection, you allow that connection to become stronger so that it can come in more often, more clearly, and start to lead you. This is the part of you that has all the answers. It might be a breadcrumb. The breadcrumbs lead you down the path, like the reps. Each exercise builds and prepares you for the next. In life, we have obstacles, we have dips, we have things that come up that happen to us. It's our choice to rise. It's our choice to use them, to see them as lessons that are happening for our greater good. Things happen for us, not to us. Everything in life is leading you, is molding you into your version that you're longing for. The version of you who lives in abundance, the version of you who is peaceful, the version of you who is tuned in, the version of you who is full of love, the version of you who gives and receives love easily, Let's let her lead. A little more each day. And instead, let's silence the small version of us. The one that wants us to live in the past. The one that believes in limitation. The one that allows fear to creep back in. Let's tell the small self to take a back seat. You've got this. You're going to lead now. A version of you who sees further. What will you do with your one wild and precious life? Take a nice deep inhale. Put your hand on your heart and repeat after me. I will let my higher self lead. And breathe in. And breathe out. Again, I will let my higher self lead. Breathe in. Low and slow. And exhale. I let my higher self lead. Breathe in. And breathe out. And repeat this as many times as you can. We are anchoring this in. We are reprogramming, changing the software. I let my higher self lead. When you are ready, you can flutter your eyes open. Slowly come back into your body. And grab a pen and paper. What did your higher self have for you today? What message came through for you? What does she want you to remember? Trust it. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, babe. Thank you for listening. I hope you liked it. I hope it inspires you. And please come back tomorrow for another dose. If you missed the previous 2 days, get your butt back in here and listen to those. You can find them again on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, and on YouTube. And then don't forget Friday, December 19th at noon, live on Zoom. Take your lunch break with me and the other beautiful souls that are in there, and let's design your best year ever. You deserve a life that lights you up, and you know it. You can feel it. If you feel any kind of little buzz, that's because this resonates with you. Don't deny it. Okay, I will put a link in the show notes. See you on Friday. See you tomorrow. See you on Friday. And don't forget to register. I can't remind you if you don't register, and you can't get into the Zoom room if you don't register. And if you'd rather book a private call with me to talk it out, you can do that too. I'll put the Calendly link in my show notes. Okay, thank you for being here, and please share this. If there's somebody that comes to mind that's like, oh man, she really needs to hear this, or even dudes, if dudes need to hear it, whatever. I don't discriminate. Although I do talk about menstrual cycles and such, so if you're not comfy with that, dudes, I don't know if I'm your person. But it could be a way that you start to learn more about your lady friends. Okay. Squirrel. What was I saying? Yeah, sign up. And I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow and Friday. Peace.